So in the previous few weeks, we've been going through, starting with the Mool Mantar and the first few verses of the Japji Sahib. The previous verse we ended with, asked some fundamental questions around, if we understand the concept of this oneness, what can we do to feel this oneness? So we talked about Fer ke agge rakhiye jit disse darbar. What offering can I make that I can see this divine sitting in its divine court? It used the analogy of almost a king sitting on its throne. And the question is, well, what do I do to actually interact with this? How do I see it? How do I feel it? What can I offer? What words can I say that by listening to it, it may direct its love towards me? And the answer was to contemplate naam and do vichar, amrit vela sachinao vadiyai vichar. That prioritize this in your life. Make this your priority. When you wake up in the morning, that's the first thing you should think about. Only then can you start training your mind to stop prioritizing yourself and prioritize this greater thing by singing Naam, by Vadiyai Vichar, doing contemplation on its greatness. And Guruji doesn't just stop there and say, that's all you have to do. Guru also goes on to say that actually, karmi ave kapra, nadri muktwar. You need to have some grace as well, some kirpa, that you can do all the effort you want, but there's a big element of getting grace and being very fortunate to even have this experience. And then you will receive mokh dwar, an indication of where to go for mukti, for liberation. And so we begin the next verse by taking that concept a little bit further. The instruction is Amrit vela sachinao vadiyai vichar. Do vichar, think about this thing. Spend some time trying to understand what it is that we're talking about. So this now starts talking a little bit more about the divine and how do we connect to it. So it's still trying to answer that question. So the beginning of the next verse of the fifth Pauri, Thapya na jaye, Kita na hoye. Thapya na jaye. So the word thap means to construct something, to make something stand, to install something, to establish something. So Guruji starts by saying, Thapya na jaye, that what we're talking about can never be created, has never been created. So Thapya na jaye, cannot be created. So it's straight away addressing what we're talking about is something beyond form. Remember, the tradition of the time is that anyone can create a murti, put it on a pedestal and say, here you go, God is here, now start worshipping this God. Guru Nanak Dev Ji brings a new idea to the world, a new way of looking, and says that actually if it's been created by man, then how can it be the ultimate divine? Surely what we're talking about is something greater, something bigger, something that is beyond the construction of man. Yeah? It even talks about, for example, when you're constructing this model, this murti, then you're covering it in dirt, you might be putting your feet on it, you might be doing, because it's just a stone at that point. If it said if God is in that stone, then look how much disrespect you're giving it. When you're creating it, you're covering it in dirt, you're putting your dirty hands and feet and things on there. If that's really a God, then look how you're disrespecting it. So Sikhi has brought a new idea that says anything that can be constructed and anything that can be destroyed is not the ultimate truth, is not the thing that's worthy of worship. So here Guruji is reiterating that point. Thapya na jai. It cannot be established. It cannot be made. Kita na hoye. Another way to look at thapya na jai is that the na in the middle of the word thapya na jai can apply to both thap and jai. So thapya na, it cannot be created, or thapya na jai, not created and will not go. So what we're talking about is something that can never be created and will never go. Thapya na jai. So there's a word in the middle, na, that applies to not created and will not go. So there's another way to look at that. It cannot be established. Kita na hoye. It cannot be made. It cannot be created. That which has created you, you cannot create something of that, yeah? That which has created you, it itself has not been created. And this is reiterating the concept that we've seen before in the Mool Mantra, Ajuni. Yeah, we've covered this concept before. Now, always when we look at Gurbani, I like to look at two ways of looking at it. One is talking about the bigger picture, the divine. The other is talking about the divine within you. That within you, whatever your spiritual journey is, you have to know that you're not creating something new within you. Thapya na jai. That which you're looking for, which is already within you, is not something that you have to grow within you. It's not something that's a small seed that has to grow bigger. Thapya na jai. It's not something to be created in you. It's already there. And we talked about this concept when we talked about sepang. That's something that is not reliant on anything. Thapya na jai, kita na hoy. It's already there. And Guruji reiterates this point here. Ape aap niranjan soy. It's already there. So this is something that is rarely talked about when we talk about a spiritual journey. We always talk about you have to find this God. But Guru Nanak Dev Ji is giving a very different definition, saying this is this divine, whatever you want to call it, it's already there. You don't have to go far to look for it. It's already present and it's already fully alive. It doesn't have to be grown in any way. Thapya na jai, kita na hoye, ape aap niranjan soye. Anjan means Maya. Anjan means Maya, material. Niranjan means beyond Maya, beyond the material. So now Guruji is not only saying it's there within you, he's giving you a clue as to how to find it. Which part of you are we talking about? The part of you that's slightly beyond the material part of you. Look, what do we know about ourselves? Everything that we know about ourselves can be put to two things. We either identify with our mind and our thoughts and our emotions, or our body. That's all we know about ourselves. Yeah? We know that we are man, woman, husband, wife, mother, father. Yeah? We know this about ourselves. These are our material body attachments that we understand about ourselves. Or we understand what we think about. The voice inside our head. We only relate to one of these two things. But these have been created. These are thapya. These have been created. Maharaj is saying, look for that thing that's behind that. The one that's not been created. Now, what's the thing that's not been created but has always been there? Your thoughts haven't always been there. Your body hasn't always been the same thing. Your body's changing all the time. Your opinions haven't always been there. Your understanding of yourself has evolved. But what's the one thing that's always been with you? It's the very aliveness that's in you. Yeah? Let's go back to the analogy that we had about the fortress. Yeah? That's the body. Thoughts and opinions are all part of that fortress. But the light, that's always been there. It's always on. So what we're talking about is with you right now. Nobody can deny you're alive, right? You're all here? Yeah? Not sure? There's an aliveness in you. The breath is a part of the body because it's lungs, it's nose, it's mouth, it's air. But there is another part of breath. Breath is very close. You're getting very close to it. Breath in the old Sanskrit is broken down into a word that is a little bit more than breath, what we call pran. Pran is normally described as breath, but actually pran means life force, life energy. And in you right now, and this is what we try and do when we get into our meditation, is when you're sitting down, try and find that which is alive. Just be alive and notice that you're alive. And within that aliveness, Maharaj is saying that's where you need to look. That aliveness isn't yours. That aliveness is everywhere. And when your body was created, the aliveness was just infused into it. That aliveness isn't yours. And when you die, think about what dies. The body dies, everything that you know about yourself dies, but aliveness is simply left the body. Yeah? Aliveness has left the body. That's how you distinguish someone who is alive and someone who isn't. Yeah? What is it that differs from us and a corpse? It's just the aliveness. Yeah. Apart from that, the corpse still has arms and legs and has all the organs. Yeah. But the lights are gone off, right? That light is what we're talking about. That is the niranjan part of you. Aap, it's already there, but it's that beyond the Maya part of you. Maya being the physical. Maya being mind, body. We've covered this idea before. About this soul, right? The soul, the problem, and notice I haven't said the word soul, yeah? Because we say mind, there's a reason, right? What are we talking about? When we say, in common language, we say, what are you made up of? Mind, body, and soul, right? The problem I have with this word soul is it becomes a personal soul. So if you think that I have a soul, what you really mean is my soul is different to your soul. I have a soul and it's mine. Yeah? But Bani just completely destroys this concept. Because if it's something that's yours, where did it come from? What we talk about Atma. Atma is different to soul. Atma isn't assigned to you. It's assigned to Paramatma. It is something borrowed from the greater soul. So imagine that there is only one soul, that there's one great soul. Yeah, there's one great soul, and within you, we all have just kind of sparks of that soul. And a simple way to understand it is imagine the sun and the rays of sunlight. Can you distinguish between the two? You can't. You can't say that ray of sunlight is uniquely different to that ray of sunlight. It's just sunlight just shining in every direction. Now, what we talk about is, we've covered this concept before, is that imagine a greenhouse. Imagine yourself as a greenhouse. Sunlight is pouring into the greenhouse, and the greenhouse says, this is my light. Well, it isn't your light. And that's the problem I have with this word soul. It's not your light, it is the divine light. That's why we use the word Atma, which is completely different to soul. Soul is a very Western concept where we've kind of encapsulated it in ourselves and we say, my soul. Yeah? We are made of spirit, we are made of Atma, but it's not our Atma, it belongs to the divine Atma. So Atma is almost individualized, if you can say that, but it belongs to Param Atma, the great Atma, the one great soul. Yeah? So we don't kind of own our soul, yeah? But this is what Bani is talking about, is that light within you that belongs to the divine light. Sab mein jyot hai soe. Everyone has the light, but the light isn't yours, it's the divine light. Tis de chanan, sab mein chanan hoy. And his light, or the divine light, is shining in everyone. So there's only one soul, there's only one light. Yeah, so even in the fortress and the light bulb analogy, the light bulb is a bit of a red herring. Yeah? It's not an individual light bulb. It's the divine light that's in everyone. Ape aap niranjan soy. Anjan meaning Maya. Now there's another definition of anjan, which is desire. Again, our body has requirements. It has desires. In order for the body to sustain itself, it needs food, air, water. We all know that the mind has desires. Even though it doesn't need it, the mind constantly has desires. But niranjan is that desireless part of you. Find the part of you that's completely still, stable. The part of you that's just alive but doesn't actually want anything. That's another meaning of niranjan. Anjan meaning desire, niranjan being beyond desire. It is there right now. And this is the most important concept that you have to understand. This God thing that you're looking for is there right now, inside you. It is you. The very thing that makes you alive right now is Him. But it's never been created in you. You can't do anything. You just have to know it's there. Ape aap, it's already there. But it's that part of you that you don't quite have access to you. It's slightly intangible. But it's there. You just simply have to step a little bit beyond the body, a little bit behind the mind, and you just see, hang on, I'm alive. My aliveness alone is it. So the body is perishable. Let's go back to this analogy of this murti. Yeah? Maharaj is saying that it can't be in a murti because the murti has been created and can be destroyed. In the same way, your body has been created and destroyed. Your mind has been created and destroyed. It's the bit behind that. But it is ape aap. It is the body as well. It is the mind as well. It is the ego as well. Because there is nothing that is outside of it. Yeah? Nothing is outside of it. Nothing happens. Nothing is being controlled outside of its system. Hukum hai andar sabko, bahar hukum na koi. Nothing is outside of it. That means your body, in reality, it's not your body. Where did you go to buy this body? What did you do to create this body? Or was it something that was given to you? So think about how ludicrous our ego is, right? Our life isn't ours, and it's been infused into a body that isn't ours. And when you go, life separates from body. Where's you? There's no you, right? Body remains here on earth. Life just goes back into life. Where do you go? Which bit is you? Maybe you say, oh, it's my thoughts, it's my mind. But even that is restricted to the body. Even that requires an organ, which is the brain. Switch the brain off, the mind goes off. So Guruji here again, time and time again, is saying, look, let's just readdress this idea that you exist. Let's just look at this from an objective point of view. Your body is not yours. Your mind is not really yours. It's dependent on the body. And your life energy is not yours. So focus on that. Yeah, don't focus on these temporary things. Thapya na jaye, kita na hoye, ape aap, niranjan soye. Soye is that thing that is there, already there.